Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SFN News. I'm Diane, and it's always such a pleasure to spend part of your day with you. The Bay Area has never been just a backdrop in history. It's been an active participant in the digital revolution. Today, as we honor Black History Month, we're taking a deep dive into the lives of 8 trailblazers whose breakthroughs didn't just contribute to technology, they defined it. CMD-T, pronounced commanded, stands for the Center for Minorities and People with Disabilities in Information Technology. It is a national nonprofit organization dedicated to ensuring that the underrepresented communities are fully engaged in the computing and information technology workforce. Their primary goal is to shift the tech landscape from one of exclusion to one of meaningful participation and leadership for African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, people of color, and people with disabilities. At Commanded, they celebrate these pioneers year-round. These are the men and women who shattered the glass ceilings, rewrote code, and created a more inclusive path for future generations in STEM. Let's take a look at the details of these extraordinary lives. Clarence Skip Ellis, the father of collaborative office work. We begin with a man who changed the way we work together. Clarence Skip Ellis made history in 1969 as the first African American to earn a PhD in computer science. But his legacy is far more than a degree. While working at the legendary Xerox PARC Palo Alto Research Center, right here in the Bay Area, Ellis led a group that developed Office Talk, the first system to use icons and Ethernet to allow people to collaborate on the same document. If you've ever shared a Google Doc or worked on a remote team, you're using the descendants of Skip Ellis's original vision. He spent his later years as a professor at the University of Colorado, ensuring that the human element of computing was never lost to the machine. Second, Dorothy Vaughan, the master of Fortran transition. Next, we look at a woman whose brilliance was hidden for far too long. Dorothy Vaughan joined the Langley Memorial Aeronautical Laboratory in 1943. At the time, she worked at the West Area Computing Unit, a segregated group of Black female mathematicians. Vaughan wasn't just a human computer, she was a visionary leader. When she saw that electronic IBM computers were going to replace human calculators, she didn't just wait to be made obsolete. She taught herself and her entire staff the Fortran programming language. By the time the machines arrived, her team was the most prepared to run them. She became NASA's first Black supervisor, proving that a leader's job is to pull everyone up with them. Katherine Johnson, the woman who verified the machines. Working alongside Vaughan was Katherine Johnson. Her gift for geometry was so profound that she calculated the flight paths for the first American in space, Alan Shepard, and the legendary Apollo 11 mission to the moon. The most famous story about Katherine involves John Glenn's first orbital flight. Glenn was wary of the new electronic computers, which were prone to glitches. He famously requested that the engineers get the girl, meaning Katherine, to check the math by hand. He said, if she says they're good, then I'm ready to go. She was later awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Obama, cementing her place as a national treasure. Brian Blake, engineering the future of education. The future of education in engineering. Moving into the modern era of leadership, we have Dr. Brian Blake, a computer scientist and software engineer by trade. Dr. Blake has dedicated his career to making sure the next generation of Black engineers has a seat at the table. He has overseen over $12 million in research funding, focusing on how web-based services can make our digital lives more efficient. But his most significant code has been written in the halls of academia. In 2021, he became the first Black president of Georgia State University. His work serves as a bridge between high-level technical research and the social mission of making STEM education accessible to all. Joy Balawamwini, the guardian of algorithmic justice. In our current world of artificial intelligence, visibility is everything. Joe Balawamwini, a researcher at the MIT Media Lab, discovered the terrifying flaw in modern tech. Facial recognition software often failed to see dark-skinned faces or women accurately. She founded the Algorithmic Justice League to fight this coded gaze. Her research has been featured in the documentary Coded Bias, and her advocacy has forced companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and IBM to pause or rethink their facial recognition sales to police departments. Joy reminds us that if the data is biased, the future will be biased, unless we have pioneers like her to fix it. Mark E. Dean, the architect of the personal computer. If you're watching this on a computer, on a smartphone, you are likely using technology co-invented by Mark Dean. While at IBM, Dean led the team that created the ESA bus, a hardware interface that allowed multiple devices like printers, mice, and keyboards to be plugged into a computer. He didn't stop there. He holds 3 of IBM's original 9 patents for the personal computer, and he was the lead designer for the first gigahertz chip. This made computers fast enough to handle the complex graphics and processing we take for granted today. Mark Dean didn't just build a computer, he built the modern computer. Marie Van Britten Brown, the mother of modern security. Innovation often comes from a personal need for safety. In 1966, Marie Van Britten Brown, a nurse living in Queens, felt unsafe in her neighborhood and frustrated by slow police response times. She didn't just complain, she invented. She created a system that used a motorized camera to look through 4 peepholes in her door, projecting the image onto a monitor inside her home. It included a 2-way microphone to talk to visitors and a panic button to alert authorities. This was the world's first CCTV home security system. Every time you check your Ring doorbell or look at a security camera in a Bay Area shop, you are seeing Marie's legacy in action. David Stewart, the tech powerhouse. Finally, we look at the power of Black entrepreneurship. David Stewart grew up in the segregated South, facing poverty and systemic barriers. He took those challenges and built worldwide technology, which has grown into a multi-billion-dollar company. Stewart's firm provides the backbone of technology for the U.S. government and major corporations. He has used his success to become a major philanthropist, proving that tech leadership isn't just about what you build, it's about who you support once you've reached the top. Special mention, our own pioneers. Before we wrap up this look at history, we will have to acknowledge the pioneers working among us today. We are so proud of our own Dr. Valerie Taylor, CEO at Commanded. Her work as the director of the Mathematics and Computer Science Division at Argonne National Laboratory puts her at the very forefront of high-performance computing. She is a living example of the excellence we've discussed today. And we cannot forget the godfather of Silicon Valley, Roy Clay Sr. He was a key figure at HP, Hewlett-Packard, right here in our backyard, writing the software for the 2116A computer. He also founded the first organization to help minority-owned tech companies find success in the Valley. Why this matters right now? In the middle of a busy afternoon, it's easy to overlook the history woven into our screens and our software, but understanding Black history in the Bay Area and beyond helps us understand the true meaning of innovation. It shows us that progress is built step by people who refuse to accept no for an answer. Now, let's talk about the Giants baseball returns and Diane in the details. With spring settling in, there's a familiar excitement returning to San Francisco. Giants baseball is coming back. When the season begins at Oracle Park, it's more than just a game. It's about those day games filled with sunshine, where the McCovey Cove is dotted with kayaks and the smell of garlic fries is in the air. It's about longtime fans teaching their kids how to keep score and coworkers turning lunch breaks into shared memories. Just like the tech world itself, Giants baseball brings together people from every background, neighborhood, and generation. For a few hours, we sit side by side, cheer together, and remember how powerful simple community moments can be. Whether it's a walk-off home run or a perfect pitch, the energy of the park reflects the energy of our city, resilient, diverse, and always looking for the next big win. Thank you for spending part of your afternoon with us. And thank you for honoring Black history as a living, shared Bay Area history. I'm Diane, and from all of us here at SFN, enjoy your day, enjoy your evening, take good care, and we'll see you next time.